My name is Kennedy Ward, and I will be speaking to you on why health insurance should not be free. Imagine in your lifetime past the age of 21 that you will spend approximately 1/3 of your lifetime earnings on something that will cost you more than you will actually use it. Crazy, right? Well, according to the Health Services Research, the average American will spend approximately $320,000 of their $1 million lifetime earnings on health insurance. Even this amount of expenditures has drastically increased since this study was conducted in 2004. Health insurance is incredibly expensive and is required by everyone to have it. As government proposals have been introduced, the idea of free healthcare for some has evolved. Free healthcare for some will mean more expensive healthcare for others who are having to pay it and will eventually be unable to be affordable to those same people. This could affect you, and if it does not affect you now due to your age, it will affect your parents and affect you in the future. Even though I am only a teenager, health insurance is a topic that I am very knowledgeable about. I love to talk about it with adults of all ages and of all points of view. I am also in an AP government class in which we discuss the government's role in health insurance and its effects on not only the economy, but us as American citizens as well. Instead of allowing for free healthcare for some, all people should be charged a fair and equal cost to ensure that it is affordable for everybody. In the next several minutes, I would like to discuss why making healthcare free for some is a problem, how we can make healthcare affordable for everyone, and what would happen if we did, and what would happen if we did not to put into effect new solutions. I will now explore the reason why health insurance should not be made available at no cost for those who allegedly cannot afford to make monthly healthcare premium payments. Health insurance is expensive and will drastically increase if we make it free for some. It is important that we do not support the proposal that our current legislators are engaged in. On the official website supporting the Obamacare system, the system allowed for customers to share their stories. One customer shared hers stating that, "I make $28,000 per year. I have rent, bills, phone, electric, internet, which is necessary in today's day and age, and everyone needs money to live. I get no tax credit whatsoever. $200 per month in health insurance bills make me unable to afford what I need. I can't afford to lose my refund either. You just live in poverty, don't pay, or pay and don't eat, or lose your so-called tax refund." This customer does not qualify for free insurance either. The Obamacare official website provided that free insurance is available to those in which the premium of lowest and therefore the cheapest plan surpasses 8% of the participant's modified adjusted gross income as predicted by the federal government. Since the Affordable Care Act was passed, which provided for free insurance for those who can allegedly not afford it, health insurance premiums have risen substantially, and in 2017 it is predicted that it will rise by 50% in many states and as much as over 100% in some other states. This is according to the Kaiser Family Foundation. This could directly affect all of you. Healthcare.org reported that in Georgia, health insurance costs will rise between 14% and 68% depending on who your healthcare provider is. This is partially a result of the introduction of free healthcare for some who can allegedly not afford it. However, there is a solution to the rising healthcare costs. Instead of making healthcare free for some, we should remove the barriers that require for healthcare to be bought within the state borders. According to the National Conference of State Legislators Health Program, insurance firms in each state are protected from interstate competition by the Federal McCorn-Ferguson Act of 1945, which grants states the rights to regulate health plans within their borders. A study conducted by the nonprofit organization Mother Jones found that hospitals located in monopoly markets are approximately 15.3% higher than hospitals located in areas where there are 4 or more providers. In Georgia, only 5 insurance companies will remain after this year, as 3 will be leaving the state, according to healthcare.org. Some of these companies are not available in rural Georgia. This is an example of the increasing oligopoly in health insurance, which allows for these remaining companies to charge whatever cost that they see fit virtually. If the barriers are removed, then citizens will have the opportunity to buy from out-of-state companies. This will create competition, and competition reduces the price of goods and services. Therefore, competition created by removing the barriers for in-state costs make it much more affordable for American citizens of all socioeconomic statuses. This has been an example with car insurance. For your insurance, you can buy from anywhere in the nation. Thus, we have companies such as Progressive, State Farm, and USAA. As a result of this, competition has been created between these companies, resulting in the reduction of prices and better services. Could you imagine how expensive and poor the service would be for insurance if we had to buy within state boundaries? Now, some may think, what does it matter whether I think healthcare should be free or not? It's not like I can do anything about it. Well, actually, you can. As American citizens, you can call, email, or write a letter to your federal representatives in Congress that represent your district and state. Tell them that you want the state barriers to be removed from health insurance. And tell them that you do not want health insurance to be free for some. If enough people contact their representatives to tell them no, then those representatives will be forced to vote against free health care and for the removal of state barriers in fear of losing their House seats. There is strength in numbers, and if everyone does their part, we are bound to get what we want. Now let's visualize what the impact of supplying free health care for some would do, as well as denying it. Barriers requiring health care to be bought in state should be removed rather than making health care free for some. If health care were made free for some, this would drive up the prices for other health care participants. Eventually, it would be unaffordable for them, and they would be forced to result in health care insurance, continuing the vicious cycle until the government would be forced to have to pick up the cost of free health care. This would contribute to our already astronomical $20 trillion debt. This would not only hurt our economy, but it would make it even worse than it is already suffering. Removing the state barriers for healthcare would drastically decrease the healthcare costs because competition would be created. Therefore, people will keep more money in their pockets because the costs will be lower and service will be better. It is important now before ever that we take a stance against free healthcare for some before healthcare becomes unaffordable for everyone, as well as to preserve our economy and the American free market. As American citizens, we must take a stand against free insurance. If it is allowed, health insurance premiums for those paying will drastically increase. Instead, we should push for the removal of state barriers that require us to purchase health care within the state. If they are removed, it will create competition that will drive down the prices of insurance, and that making it more affordable for you as an American. I want you to call your state representative in Washington and tell them no to creating health care free for some. Tell them that you want them to remove the state barriers requiring you to buy insurance within the state. I intend to do the same thing that I am asking you to do, as well as educating as many people as possible about health insurance and the effects of making it free for some. As I conclude, remember that the average American pays $320,000 out of their lifetime pay towards health insurance costs. Now, imagine what that would be like if state barriers were removed. Now, imagine how significant that would be if it was made free for some, and how substantially that would rise. Thank you.